Hello guys, and welcome back to Stylish Nigeria YouTube channel. So guys, in today's video I'm going to be showing you how to cut a blouse with this structured sleeve so you can see how it looks. So at the end of the day, this was what I came up with. So I actually wanted a simple blouse that I can use to rock a trouser, a skirt, and then but I wanted this exaggerated look. So that was why I decided to do this. So the dress, it actually came out really fine, so you can see. So if you want your sleeves bigger, you can use double flay for it. So you are going to watch how I did it. All right, so now let's get started. So you need crinoline, so that's very important. And then this is the fabric I'm going to be using. I have about 2.5 yard of this fabric, and then I have a lining and crinoline, very important. Okay, so now we're going to start. So first of all, we're going to draft our pattern. So I just wanted a basic top. Yeah, I wanted a basic top. So this is a beautiful fabric. I just got it in a fabric shop. So basically what I'm trying to do now is just like a basic bodice. So like I said, so I came in for my shoulder, which is 14. So and then came down by 1 inch. So the next thing, to create the slope, I'm coming down by 8 inches for my armhole. So I'll just connect that line to that shoulder slope line and then just create a line that way. So I'm checking to get the middle of what I have for my armhole. So the half of it is about 4.5 inches. So from that point, I'm just going to mark my bust measurement. So yes, once I mark my bust measurement first. So why I did that, why I was looking for the half part, half of that straight part, is so that when I want to do this curve, I'll be able to curve that out. Okay, yes, that was why I did that. Okay, so you can see it came in a little bit. So now that's my bust measurement. That's where it got to with allowance. So the next thing, I'm marking my under bust measurement, so I'm just adding the line. Okay, yes, initially I did not add it. So what I have there, like I said, I wanted the same measurement. What I have there, I'm bringing it down, so I'm just connecting it down. And then for the down part, which is like the hip area, I use my hip measurement, divide by 4, and then added allowance of about 3 inches, because like I said, I did not really want the dress to be tight. Okay, so I'm just connecting it. So I'm just looking for the best way to connect my curve. So that's the waistline. So from shoulder to that waist area is about 18, and then the full length of my blouse is about 25, because I'm going to be tucking it inside my dress. Yes, so I'm just trying to navigate that same curve that I have there. I'm just connecting it. So basically, just do your normal basic blouse, basic top, rather, yeah. So I'm not going to be adding any dart to this dress. So I'm marking my neckline, which is 3 inches, 1 inch for the back, because I want the neckline to be high. So I'm not going to add a zip to this dress. So you see that. So that's 1 inch, sorry, 2 inch for the front neckline, and then 1 inch for the back neckline. So 3 inches by 2 inches and 1 inch. Okay, so now I'm going to cut this out. So that's all I need. So the next thing, I'll place it on my fabric and then I'll cut out my piece. So I'm cutting two pieces for this, both the back and the front. Like I said, I'm not putting any zip, so I'm cutting both of them the same, back and front. I'm cutting the same. So I'll show you how to make the back to fit in. So I'm picking one piece now. So I'm going to take the back one. This is the back piece. I'll come down by 5 inches. So it depends on what you want, how deep you want. Since the neckline is high, initially I used 5 inches, but later increased the length to about 7 inches. So for it to be deep. So with this, even though my neckline is high, it will still pass through my neck without putting any zip. Okay. So the next thing, I want to cut out facing. So basically, I just cut a piece of fabric, so you can see that back piece now. So I just cut a piece of fabric of about 8 inches. So I'm going to stitch it, just stitch it around the neckline, round, and then stitch it straight. So the same thing I did for the back piece, I'm doing for the front. So I'll just stitch it there. You can see, so you see it's about 8 inches. So you can use 10 inches. So after everything, after stitching, I'm going to cut out the neckline. So this, I always like doing it this way. It makes it easier for me. So I'll cut it, and then that slant that I put, that cut whatever that I put at the back. Yes, so I'm just trying to open it now because like I said, you stitch it. So now you can see this is the back part of my dress, so it will be able to pass through my head now. Okay, and yet I still have a high neckline, so at the end of the day I can use a hook or a button, anything at the back. So I've turned that out, so I'm just trying to check it so you can see how it looks like after everything. It makes it neat. It's better than using a bias to turn it. So at the end of the day I'm going to join them on the shoulder. So after joining on the shoulder, so I actually wanted to spice my blouse up a little bit. I wanted to add sash to the side of my blouse. So what I did, I just cut out another fabric. Yes, I just picked a pieces that was remaining from my leftover fabric. So and then I'm going to sew and turn. So I just cut out two pieces. So just like belts, two belts, yeah. So the next thing, I came down by just a little bit under the waist measurement. So I'll put that inside, and then as I'm joining my blouse, I'll just join it to the down part, and then I'll do the same thing to the other side. So this one is optional. So it depends on what you want. So the essence of this tutorial is actually the sleeves. So I just wanted something not really normal. So this is the sleeve now. So for the sleeve, we're going to be cutting a normal flay for our circle sleeve. So I took my pattern paper and then I'm folding it into four. So for the armhole, you are going to use your round armhole measurement. So that's what you use as the round of your flay. So but mine, I increased it a little bit because I wanted if you notice, that sleeve has little bit of pleat inside, and then the smaller one on top was actually used to cover it up, cover the plates that you will not know. Okay, so just to make it stand, to have that standing, very standing effect. Okay, so I increased my width, that's the width of my round armhole. I increased it a little bit. So now I'm marking the length. So like I said, just cut your normal flay for this. So you would want to try this before you do this. Don't do this directly on your fabric. Do it with a pattern paper, please. And then make sure what you have is okay, the length, the width, the wideness, before you transfer to your fabric. That was what I actually did. I tried it out with this pattern and it was okay before I transferred it. Okay, so do it that way. So the next thing after that, I'm going to cut out my flay now. Yes, I'm cutting it open. So I'm going to show you guys how to achieve that circle sleeve. And then the top part, I cut that top part out. Okay, so after cutting this top part out, around the armhole of our circle sleeve is usually shorter. So what you will do, you take a piece from that part. So I'm just trying to check. Yes, so I'll take a piece that's like a part of it, and then I'm going to reduce that part a little bit. So I'm just trying to make sure to get the actual center. Yes, before I cut. So because I'm going to cut it from this end to the other end. So I'm looking for my chalk. That's always the issue. You're always looking for something. So I found it, later found it on the floor. So you can see I just cut out a little bit of piece, or like half of an inch. So this will still increase. So this part now, you can see this part is shorter than the other part that is on to my left. So that part that is shorter now is where we'll be at the armhole. You understand? That's where we'll be at the down part. So you can see at the end of the day, it is a little bit big, but it's okay because I'm going to plait it and then cover it up so you can see how it is looking. So this is how it will stay. So I was just trying to make sure to check it properly. Okay, so now I've transferred to my fabric piece, and then I cut out lining also because I wanted it to be really structured. If you notice, the fabric I'm using is not a thick fabric, so I needed to cut out a lining. And so you can see I cut out a lining, and I wanted the same fabric. So what I did, I cut out this is my lining. So this will stay like this. This will be like a base for the top part, and then this is the second one that will be like my actual lining piece. So I've cut it open, but if you notice, I did not open up the center, so it's still the same place. So I placed it right side facing right side like this. So I'm just trying to place it to make sure. So that's, and then I'm not using the base now. So this one is like, when you are sewing lace now, that normal base. So that's it, right side facing right side. And then I use the lining, I iron interface on it, soft gum stay. And then I took my crinoline now. So you can see we're going to start stitching. So iron gum tape, because I wanted it standing, because if you do not do all of this, it's not going to stand. So now I took my crinoline, so I'm stitching the crinoline, like stitching everything together at the edge of the circle. That's the flare. So I'm placing the crinoline and then I'm sewing it round. So I'm going to sew it round. So like I said, add gum stay to your, this was actually a medium gum stay, that's what I added. You can use peplum gum, you can use crinoline net. So just add it, and then I add, you can see that's the down part. After everything, I'm trimming it out. I've stitched the crinoline around it, so that's what will give it that structured effect. If not, it's not going to stand. Okay, so I just wanted a statement blouse, that's why statement sleeve. So now at the end of the day, now after stitching, now I've opened my flare. I opened it on one side, okay, which is will be the armhole area. So I'm cutting out remember the other piece that I used to cover it. I did not open the round parts before. So I always like doing it this way. It makes it easier for me to control. Okay, so after everything, now I'm going to open my crinoline. That's the piece like this, and then I'm going to top stitch. So the part I'm top stitching is that part where I do not have the lining. So just the normal fabric part, that's where I'm top stitching. So I'm just pressing it down, so you can see it. I just press the crinoline down and then stitch it to the other side. So it's that other side that will be inside. Okay, so you don't want to stitch the side that will be outside. So I'm stitching it around like that. So just keep going through. So after stitching, you have something like this, so you can see. So you use your hand to push it out. So and then give it a good press. You need to really press it. So after pressing it, you can see how it is looking. So now we want to join this together, and we don't want anything to be showing outside. So we're going to do an inseam stitching. So what I'm going to do now, I'm sorry about that, I just flipped it open inside. I did the lining facing lining and then fabric facing fabric. That part was not really visible, I'm so sorry about that. So you can see I'm just laying them flat straight on each other. So you just place them together, make sure that the lining side is to lining and then fabric to fabric, and then you stitch it. So when you stitch it like this, you are going to have the stitch covered. So you are not going to, because if you notice, that sleeve is a sleeve that is open, so you don't want them to be seeing the stitch that you used to join the sleeve together. So at the end of the day, you can see when you push them inside. So this is how it looks. So you can see now, you can see the stitch is not showing. So by the time it's standing, so at the end of the day, the other small part, I cut out another small flare. So my fabric was not really enough, so I just had to manage it. So I just cut out small, so you can see, and then did everything that I did with lining, crinoline, just everything that I did. I had to even divide the flare into two because it was not big again. Normally I was supposed to use the full flare, so I just shared it into two, so that I'll use it to cover the top part of my own. Okay, so at the end of the day now, I'll take this. So I'm trying to find the center, and then I'll hold that part. You can see that part, so you pleat that part inside, and then so that make sure that what is remaining is your round armhole measurement. Okay, so you can see after, and then you now use this one to cover it, so you have that kind of standing effect, but yet nobody is seeing that it was pleated inside. Okay, so this one, this outside one, will cover up all the pleats that you have inside. So I fixed the first one, and then you are just going to place it. Let me show you guys. So you see the armhole area, you place it round like this, and then just fix it round. Make sure it fits. If it does not fit, if it's too big, you can still plait it and then use the small one to cover it. So at the end of the day, you can see how this is standing, right? Yes, it came out really fine. I liked the outcome of it. So you can see the small piece on top, the small one. So you can see it came out really fine. So if you find this video helpful, please hit on the like button, and if you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. Thank you so much, guys. I will see you in my next video. Yes, this really came out fine, just like I envisioned it. Yes. All right. See you guys. Bye bye.